In this series of videos, we will explore the contemplative life of the Trappist monks of Assumption Abbey. We will see several monks describing their spiritual life. But first, in this introductory video, let us look at Assumption Abbey in general and understand the monks' daily life. Assumption Abbey is a contemplative Catholic monastery in the Ozarks Mountains of Missouri in the United States. The monastery belonged to the Trappist order, which includes more than 150 monasteries around the world with more than 3,500 monks and nuns. This order, which was founded in the 17th century, is an offshoot of the Cistercian order, which was founded in the 11th century. The Trappists are contemplative monks and nuns. In other words, they lead a quiet and secluded life of prayer and contemplation, and even their daily work is done in a contemplative state of mind. In this way, they seek to give up worldly goals, self-centered concerns, and earthly achievements, and submit themselves wholly to God. Until recently, the Trappist way of life was very solitary and austere, but following the changes of the 1960s in the Catholic Church, they now seek a balance between quiet contemplation and community life.
The first reading is from Isaiah chapter 62.
The Monastery of Assumption Abbey in Missouri was founded in 1950. It is situated in a secluded area of 3,400 acres of woods, mainly oak trees, that belong to the monastery. It contains a central building where monks live, eat, and pray, a few smaller buildings of workspace and workshops, and a guest house, where guests of all religions are welcome to stay for a few days or weeks of quiet retreat. The goal of the monk is to center his life on God and to grow in love for God and for neighbor with the help of spiritual discipline. An important part of the prayers is on behalf of all people, especially those who are suffering. Although a monk spends much of the day in silence, he is also part of a spiritual community which prays, eats, and works together, with only occasional meetings of spiritual guidance or spiritual discussions. The community follows the rule of Saint Benedict from the 6th century, which is a common guideline for the monastic life. According to this rule, the monk's day is divided between prayer, work, and private spiritual reading or study. Daily life at Assumption Abbey is very structured. The bell rings at 3:15 before dawn, and at 3:30 a.m. the monks go to the main church for the first communal prayer of the day, the vigils, which takes place in part in the dark. After breakfast at 6:30 in the morning, the second communal prayer takes place, lauds. In every place where he rules, my soul gives thanks to the Lord. Praise the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And it is followed by the daily Mass. At 9 a.m. the monks meet again for the terce prayer, this time at the smaller chapel. And from there, each one goes to do the morning monastic work that has been assigned to him. At 11:45, the monks stop their work and meet at the church for the noon prayer, and then have the main meal of the day in the dining room. Our Father, who art in heaven, as a communal meal, but there is no chatting.
Sounds so painful and restricting. And yet, quite honestly, living under vows has been for me a journey into freedom. I remember.
At 2 p.m., the monks meet again for prayer at the chapel. And from there go to their afternoon monastic work. Until the evening prayer, which takes place at 5:45 in the evening. The evening prayer, Vespers, ends with a period of quiet meditation in the church, and it is followed by supper. At 7:40 p.m., the last communal prayer of the day, the compline, takes place, and then the monks retreat to their rooms for the night. Overall, communal prayers add up to about 3.5 hours every day. In addition, each monk also engages in solitary prayer and spiritual reading in his free time. Work, often manual work, is an important part of the day. It is intended to give balance to the monk's state of mind. Some of the work is cleaning, gardening, maintenance, and repair, but a major income for the monastery is its fruitcakes bakery. The monastery produces thousands of fruitcakes every year, and it ships them to customers around the United States. Monks therefore work in baking, packing, and shipping, and they do so silently, inasmuch as work permits. They are helped by a few additional workers, mainly from a couple of nearby monastic communities.
As Scripture says, the just man shall live by faith.
In short, the daily life of a monk is structured quite rigorously. It contains many hours of silence, prayer, and contemplation. What is it like to live such a life? How does it help the monk center his life on his one single goal, God? To answer these questions, I interviewed some of the monks of Assumption Abbey. You can see these interviews in the following videos of this series.